That was indeed my reaction to seeing some of the God of War gameplay while I was driving to work. But what is going on, guys? It is your boy TKD, wanted to hear back on Blazing Source, and we are going to go over everything that was announced at State of Play 19. This will be a recap breakdown of every single game that was announced there and all the info that we have available, with a little bit of a description of each game as well. And so I am noticing that, my voice is definitely still cracked from screaming yesterday, you know what I'm saying? And I talked all day because I was at work right after and everything. So if I sound a little bit crazy, my bad, my apologies on that. And down below will be links to every single PlayStation blog post that was with every single game that was announced at State of Play yesterday. And it is also where I derived most of the information from each game that I will be discussing here in this video. So down below, if you want to get some more clarification on stuff, definitely go check out that PS blog down below in the description. But without further ado, let's get right into the breakdown of the State of Play from September 2022. Starting off here, our first game that we saw here at State of Play was indeed Tekken 8, developed by Bandai Namco on PS5, Xbox Series consoles, and Steam as well, and there was no release date given for Tekken 8. The trailer was taken from a specific part of Tekken 8 story mode and is running in real time on PS5 in 60 frames per second. As opposed to the traditional pre-rendered cutscene movies of previous Tekken story modes, this trailer uses the same character models, backgrounds, and effects as they do in game. The trailer was focused on showing off the quality of the game itself, and it definitely looks great. Tekken 8 will continue the long-running story and focusing on the father and son showdown between Kazuya Mishima and Jin Kazama. And I'm not the biggest fan of fighting games and everything, but this looks insane from a graphical perspective. Really cool to see this high level of fidelity on this fighting game, and it being, of course, the Tekken series. I'm sure a lot of people are very much looking forward to this. Looked very cool in the trailer, and yeah, definitely looks really neat, and I probably won't be picking it up, but I'm sure it'll still look really flashy and fun to watch at EVO in the future. Next up here, we have Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge Enhanced Edition, and this was developed by Lucasfilm and ILM XLab Immersive Entertainment for PSVR 2 and is slated for release in 2023. Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge Enhanced Edition is a Star Wars VR title from November 2020 that debuted on Oculus but has been rebuilt for PSVR 2, hence the name Enhanced. This is a VR game set in the in-game locations based off of the Disneyland and Disney World counterparts of their Galaxy's Edge theme parks. You'll be told tales of the galaxy that put you in the shoes of a Padawan turned Jedi, an assassin droid, and more. With PSVR 2, you'll also get the added benefits of headset-based controller tracking, eye tracking, 3D audio, and haptic feedback as well as you make through the galaxy's tales. It looks pretty cool in my opinion. I'm a sucker for Star Wars, you already know that, so this is definitely, piquing my interest, and this is something that if I definitely get a PSVR 2 at launch, this is definitely going to be on the short list of games that I buy for the PSVR 2. And of course, my boy Hondo is in the trailer. Shout out to that Rebel Supremacy, yes sir. Shout out to my boy Hondo. He was in Clone Wars too, but you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Hondo, big fan. This next game is called Demeo. It is developed by Resolution Games and will be released for PSVR 2 and PS5 as well in 2023. Demeo is a tabletop RPG VR game from May 2021 that originally released on Oculus and Windows PC. It's described as bringing the act of making character sheets, die rolling, and everything else that goes into a game of D&D to the VR space with PSVR 2 or traditional play with PS5. With one purchase, you get access to both the PSVR 2 version and the PS5 version via cross-buy. The PSVR 2 Sense controllers will support haptic feedback by being able to perceive different weights of game pieces and more. Improved graphics, 120Hz, eye tracking, and cross-platform play with Oculus players as well will also be available at launch. This definitely isn't for me. It's more of a VR tabletop RPG game that really isn't my jam, but I can definitely see how people would definitely enjoy it if they like VR and tabletop RPGs and stuff like that, like Dungeons and Dragons and all that. But definitely not for me, but I'm sure it's for someone out there. Definitely looks really cool and a really cool premise as well. Next up here, we have Like a Dragon Ishin, which is developed by Ryu Ga Gotoku Studio and Sega as well, set to release on PS4 and PS5 on February 2023. Like a Dragon Ishin is a remaster / remake remake of Ryu Go Gotoku Ishin that was released in February 2014 for PS3 and PS4 only in Japan. This will mark its Western debut with graphical enhancements like new textures and more. It's an action-adventure historical thriller set uniquely in 1860s Kyu, a fictionalized version of Kyoto. While other games tell earlier stories in Japanese history, Ishin lets you experience the story of how the iconic samurai era vanished. Our hero, Sakamoto Ryoma, is a true historical figure largely credited with overthrowing the shogunate and taking Japan into a radical reformation period. You'll experience all this with its fast-paced hack-and-slash gameplay that looks stylish as hell. They do also cite that you can learn more about this game at the RGG Summit 2022 livestream, which is happening on September 14th, which should be when this video gets uploaded as well, so there could be more info about the game out there as well. But yeah, definitely not for me, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I will definitely admit that, you know, these like Yakuza-esque type of games, right? I'm not sure if this actually falls in line with the Yakuza franchise as a whole, but it does look really cool to play, you know what I'm saying? I've just never really dipped my toes in it, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think I will with this installment either, but hey, looks really cool. If you never played this long lost game that was stuck in Japan on PS3 and PS4, now you can check it out here in the West on February 2023. Hogwarts Legacy is up next, being developed by Portkey Games and WB Games, releasing on PS5, PS4, Xbox Series, Xbox One, and Switch, along with PC as well on February 10th, 2023. This showing of Hogwarts Legacy showed us a glimpse at the PlayStation exclusive quest line, the Haunted Hogsmeade Shop. It's built into the core game for PlayStation players. Cassandra Mason has a shop to sell you in Hogsmeade, but all is not as it seems in this rundown establishment. What sinister secrets lie beneath the Madame Mason's shop, and why was she so keen to sell it? That's a mystery Hogwarts Legacy players will discover in the Haunted Hogsmeade Shop quest, exclusively available on PlayStation platforms. And they also showed off some, you know, pre-order bonuses and stuff like that I'm pretty sure was already known, but just in case, follow the link below in the description to check out more details on Hogwarts Legacy. And overall, you know, it looked cool and everything. You know, this game has kind of piqued my interest in terms of like, do I want this to be like my main foray into exposing myself into the world of Harry Potter, where I'm not really that, you know, keen on, you know, really experiencing, because I'm not really big on like magic and sorcery and like, you know, fantasy type things. Not really my jam, but hey, like if Andy's gonna do it, it might be a game format, so I may check this out. Who knows? Probably not, but you know, a lot of people are definitely excited for Hogwarts Legacy that is due out February 10th, 2023. Now this next game is the one for me. This was my favorite new game that was shown. It's called Pacific Drive by Ironwood Studios for PS5 and PC, due out hopefully in 2023. Pacific Drive is a debut game from Ironwood Studios made up from ex-Insomniac, Bungie, and other well-renowned studios. It's described as a roguelite, run-based first-person driving survival game that every run you gather resources to make your car stronger and stronger. However, from a story perspective, this sounds completely intriguing to me. In 1955, the United States government seized a region of the Pacific Northwest by eminent domain. The Olympic Peninsula became the staging ground for promising new technologies, but these utopian creations came at great cost: severe radiation, environmental collapse, and supernatural horrors. The government walled off the area and established the Olympic Exclusion Zone. What happened inside was never disclosed. You find yourself trapped in the zone, having only a barely running station wagon and the tools necessary to hopefully plot your escape. This game blew me away. I have never heard of a premise like this, of a survival driving game. I mean, hey, if there's one that exists out there, definitely let me know. But this premise, this world, this story narrative, like this whole, you know, like really cool United States 1955 thing where they had experimentals, like it sounds absolutely insane. I cannot wait to play this. This is 100% a day one for me. If there's any chance I could play it early, I will definitely do that for sure. But I love the way this game is sounding, and this was far and away my favorite new IP that was shown off at this state of play. Of course, we have, you know, known quantities that definitely had incredible showings, but Pacific Drive is 100% on my radar and really is up near the top of my most anticipated games that I am just learning about. Now, this felt really odd to me to have in this state of play, but I guess it, you know, didn't stay its welcome too long, so it is what it is. It is a PlayStation Loyalty Stars update. This was the reward program that they debuted a few weeks ago, but we got some more intel about it now and got to see some of the digital collectibles that will be a part of this Loyalty Stars program by completing campaigns. As you earn points, you can also get these digital collectibles that they showed off. They showed off, like, you know, the Ape Escape monkey, and they showed off the like purple, you know, glass face I forgot from PS1 days. I forgot what that's called, but it is releasing in some regions in Asia in late September, then we'll begin to roll out for other regions and countries around the world in the coming weeks after late September. So we will be doing a much deeper video on this in the very near future, guys. Once again, I'm a one-man show here, so I'm trying to make this content as fast as possible, but we will be talking about PS loyalty stars definitely in the future. But I did feel like it was kind of out of place for this to play, but it was only like a minute long, so it is what it is. These next two games really did grab my attention, and I really do like how they're shaping up to look, right? We have this new game here called Synduality by Bandai Namco, releasing for PS5, Xbox Series, and PC in 2023. Synduality is a sci-fi third-person shooter set in a dystopian future of 2222, where poisonous rain and deformed creatures wreak havoc on the world, where you and your AI partner must find a way to work together and reclaim lost ground for humanity. You're tasked with piloting a cradle coffin, which is essentially a mech, to go out into the dangerous lands in search of AO crystals to make a living. The cradle coffin can be customized aesthetically and in a way that changes to suit your desired playstyle as well. Magus is the name of your AI partner that will accompany you on your journey to give directions, hints, and warnings for what lies ahead, while creatures known as Enders will act as NPC enemies to keep you from collecting the AO crystals. Jumping in online will allow you to encounter real enemies, as well as trying to get the AO crystals for themselves as well in their other mechs or cradle coffins as well. This game is essentially a PvPvE game as well, and I thought it looked really cool from a presentational perspective. It looks really gorgeous and great on the overall presentation of the state of play and everything, and definitely something that I'll be keeping my eye on. I love me some sci-fi, love me some third person, love me some mechs as well in the mix, so why not have that all in one game? And definitely looks really cool. Not sure if I'm a day one on it, definitely want to see more of it, but I will definitely be keeping a close eye on this game in the future. Next up, we have a new returning game here that was previously announced at a PlayStation Showcase, which is now coming in a brand new name here called Stellar Blade, being developed by Shift Up Second Eve Studio. On PS5 will be the main platform for release. It is a console exclusive, and this will kind of be like a second party game as a whole that will release in 2023. Previously announced as Project Eve back during the PlayStation Showcase for September 2021, it's now been officially announced as Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade is a stylish action game in the vein of a Bayonetta game. Eve and her comrades land on the surface to reclaim the extinct Earth and cross paths with a survivor named Adam. Eve is then led by Adam to the last surviving city, Shion, where she meets the elder of the town and is told many stories. In order to serve her mission to save Earth, Eve develops close relationships with the key members of Shion and contributes to rebuilding the city. Stellar Blade introduces action combat that require deflecting and evading from the enemies in the game, the natives, that require attacking at a precise time that will also connect to combos and unique skills. Throughout the game, you will arm yourself with unique beta skills and intense burst skills, which is promised to be pleasing to the eye. This game definitely had my attention back when it was just called Project Eve, and here with the official naming of it, I do like the name of the game and everything, and it looks really cool as a whole, right? Like this nice, like, you know, action, you know, very fast-paced thing. Never played Bayonetta, but a lot of people told me that this looks very much in the vein and styling of Bayonetta, so if you like those games, you might like this one here and everything, and just it looks very gorgeous on PS5, and not sure if I'm a day one, right, but definitely looking out for it here in the future with the coming releases and more info that drops about Stellar Blade. Next up here, we have Rise of the Ronin, developed by Team Ninja and Koei Tecmo, which is also a PS5 console exclusive, which will kind of act as a second party game for PlayStation as a whole that is set to release in 2024. Rise of the Ronin is a new action RPG game from Team Ninja that takes you on an epic and unfettered journey as a Ronin at the dawn of the new era in Japan. Set in the late 19th century, Japan is facing the darkest of times as it struggles with its oppressive rulers and deadly diseases, while Western influence permeates as civil war continues to rage between the Tokugawa shogunate and the anti-shogunate factions. Here in this time of mayhem, you embody a Ronin character, a warrior bound to no master and free to make choices of its own. Rise of the Ronin is a new Team Ninja experience that will immerse you in an historically inspired world while bringing together its renowned combat action with katanas and the likes, with new firearm weaponry that depicts the unique personality of its time period. Looks really neat, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, we can make the clear assumptions and clear, you know, parallels to Ghost of Tsushima and all that, but this definitely looks really cool in my opinion. Never really played any of the Team Ninja games and all that, but I'm sure that there is something to like here with this game, and with it being due out in, you know, kind of late in 2024, so it's kind of a ways out. We will see how this game shakes up in future unveilings of this game itself, but definitely looks cool. Definitely left a really good impression on me. Guys, let me tell you something here. Let me tell you something, okay? So this is the part in the state of play where they go go off and say that, hey, this is our last thing that we're showing. We got one more thing, and they show the God of War Ragnarok DualSense PS5 controller, which, hey, looks cool, right? But I swear, if this was all they had, I was going to make the most outlandish rant video this channel has ever seen. I was gonna go crazy. I was gonna flip things, but thankfully we got one more thing to discuss as well involving God of War Ragnarok at the end of this video, right after this. But in case you want to get this DualSense, pre-orders go live for the controller on September 27th, and the controller releases on November 9th, which is of course the same day as God of War Ragnarok's release date. So it looks cool, blue and white. I really like the actual blue and white. I bet, you know what I'm saying? It's my favorite type of blue right there, a more deeper kind of royal blue type blue and everything. Not sure if I'm gonna pick this up because I am wanting to get the DualSense Edge anyway, but really cool to have there in case you want it. But this led perfectly into the God of War Ragnarok PlayStation 5 story trailer developed by Sony Santa Monica for PS4 and PS5, releasing on November 9th, 2022. Oh my fucking god, this game looks absolutely insane. I got chills. I know I'm biased because I run a PlayStation channel, right? Obviously, I'm going to, you know, pretty much be more likely to enjoy something from PlayStation videos, but fuck, man, you gotta be joking me with this trailer, man. I got so many chills, bro. I was screaming. It's why I lost my voice throughout this whole fucking video. God of War Ragnarok looks absolutely stunning. Cannot wait to break down this trailer, and trust me, guys, I will be breaking down this trailer, going in depth on every single frame on this trailer and getting anything new that we can garner from this trailer itself. And man, I cannot wait to play this game on November 9th. Okay, I just, man, like this trailer really blew me away. I was left speechless, genuinely speaking, right? Like, this is one of like my favorite trailers I've ever seen in my life, period. Like, it looks incredible. Cannot wait to play it here on November 9th, and definitely stay tuned because we will be doing Road to Ragnarok coming very, very soon for your enjoyment. So definitely cannot wait for that. And yeah, that's about it, guys. That has been all Elite Say Play info that we got from all the games announced. And down below, how would you grade this state of play? For me, I'm looking at like a B+. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at a B to a B+. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did think like this was a great pace show. I thought that there was a lot of really cool, interesting stuff in this show as a whole and everything, and definitely some pop-ups that I really loved. Of course, God of War, seeing that again. I really loved seeing Stellar Blade get fully unveiled. Synduality looked really cool as well, along with Pacific Drive, which is probably my favorite new game that was announced here at the show. There were some lows like the DualSense controller and the PlayStation Stars announcements. Those things I don't really know why they were here necessarily, other than just, you know, padding out what was here at State of Play. I feel like those could have easily just been blog posts and we could have just gone about our days, but really cool to have it here. You know what I'm saying? Definitely cool. And you know, it is what it is, right? So that's why I'm giving it around the B to B+. You know what I'm saying? Just definitely in the B range for me personally. But down below, what would you grade this State of Play, the 19th State of Play to be exact? Down below, let me know what you think about it. And also, while you're down there, make sure to check out that description. You can find links to not only all of the games here and their respective PlayStation blogs, but you can find links to our Twitter, our Discord, and of course our Anchor link that we listen to our long form content in podcast format. Those of course being the finale of Road to Part 1, which is going to be up this Sunday, and the upcoming Road to Ragnarok. Definitely do not want to miss that. Last video if you enjoyed it, as well as hit subscribe to the PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest and greatest in PlayStation. Thank you all for watching, and as always, greatness awaits.